Gets another screen. Finally rubs shoulder to hip right off. His shoulder on Birdman's hip. Boom. Rubs Kid Gilchrist right off the screen. Great stuff. Now we're dealing with, once again, say it with me, drop coverage. Let's go. And so he decides, I'm going to drive on Al Jefferson. I've been faster than this guy all night. That ain't gonna change after this play, right? Drives right at him. Jefferson gets handsy, and he makes the shot. Welcome back to Balance Basketball Academy, everybody. And with LeBron coming back this season, it's finally time to take a look at his career high. His best game, probably of a regular season that we've ever seen, where he scored 61 points against the Charlotte Hornets in 2014. I remember watching this game live when I was younger and finding it to be a really awesome game, and now revisiting it almost, well, over 10 years later is really kind of cool to look at. So we got a lot of notes, we got film breakdown, we're going to take a look at the stuff he did to be able to get 61 points up in this game. For those of you who are new here, my name's Jordan. I was a former college basketball player, now I'm a trainer, and today we're breaking down some film. For those of you who love to break down film, you're going to like this, so give it a like, give it a subscribe, and let's get right into it. You're going to notice that in this game, LeBron is going to operate as more of the point guard than usual. Dwayne Wade is not playing in this game. LeBron is kind of having to step up and take that role. So let's take a look at this pick and roll right here. This is a really textbook way to deal with a pick and roll. I've talked about this a couple times in my last couple of videos. He does not rush on this pick and roll. He waits for Chris Bosh to get set, then he runs off that screen. He's rubbing Gilchrist hard off that screen. And then he has Al Jefferson to deal with there. Now he's dealing with the second line of defense, but he's got a head of steam. That's really good. And he just drives right past because he's got that extra speed. That's just a good way to run a screen, a good way to operate there, where he's waiting on that screen, and then getting that drop coverage and being able to read it there. Some patience. That's a good point guard read from somebody who, for lack of a better term, when he was playing with the Heat, was basically their point guard. So LeBron's pushing the pace right here. There's nothing wrong with pushing the pace, even though you don't have a numbers advantage, if you do have some options. LeBron has such a heavy threat, when he goes to the rim. So you have, again, I think that's Cody Zeller watching him there, Kid Gilchrist, Walker, this guy right here. Everybody has eyes on LeBron. Meanwhile, they're unaware that one of the greatest shooters of all time, Allen, is right here. And one of the strongest shooters and highly underrated three-point corner specialist, Shane Battier, is here. Those guys recognize that LeBron is, again, going to draw in a lot of gravity. LeBron knows that if I push the pace, I can get one of my guys a shot. And either way, we're going to get something that's really nice to see. LeBron makes this pass out, right? He notices that a player comes out for Ray Allen, but nobody comes out for Battier because he relocates to the corner. There are 4 players sitting in the paint doing a lot of nothing, and LeBron gets his guy a 3. Boom. Yeah, this is just LeBron being LeBron. For anybody but LeBron, this is not a great shot. Look at all the bodies in here. We have actually the exact same play once again. We're repeating the play where we have another chance where we have Allen in the corner now and Battier at the wing and 5 different players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players all in this paint area. Not great. Should LeBron pass it out? Yeah, he should. Because Allen and Battier are probably open options right here, but LeBron, being LeBron, knows I can probably get some free throws with this. For anybody else, this ain't a good shot. But he takes it anyway, gets the foul. He's going to get some free throws out of it. He's shooting a lot of free throws in this game. But ideally, if you're going to draw that much attention, you pass the ball out. A lot of people don't give credit for this, but LeBron moves well off ball as well. He's just a smart player. Feel like that doesn't need to be said, but we're saying it here. All right? So all this action is happening over here. LeBron notices that his guy has his eyes this way. He's ball watching. Ball watching is the #1 way to get yourself cut backdoor. And so his eyes are not on LeBron, and LeBron says, I'm just going to cut backdoor and get myself a layup right here. Easy stuff, but it just comes down to you got to keep track of ball and man at the same time, especially when you're dealing with somebody like a LeBron. We have LeBron on this attack right here. He makes the attack. He recognizes he doesn't have an angle inside, but he doesn't just pick up the ball. A lot of younger players would pick up the ball and think, okay, now what do? I have to find somebody to pass it to. He holds on to his dribble. Your dribble is such a valuable thing. People throw it away willy-nilly. They just pick the ball up. That thing's gone now. You have to get rid of the ball. So he holds on to his dribble, resets the offense, recognizes there's nobody near me. I get to play one-on-one with an undersized defender. I'm going to take that every single day. And he drives in, gets a foul because they can't really do anything but foul him. He's that big and strong. That's just a really good way where he has such patience, where he pulls back, he reads the floor again and says, okay, now based on new information, what do I do? This is one of those games where LeBron does do a lot of smart things, but he also, like, barely misses from 3. And this is kind of the first instance of that. You notice on the screen, Beasley sets the screen. The defender is trying to cheat over the screen this way, right? He's trying to come in that way, anticipating that LeBron would go down the middle, and he's trying to beat that screen ahead of time. LeBron recognizes, okay, because he's cheating over the screen, I have this direction that I can go, so I'm going to go that way. He ends up taking a pretty tough shot. I'm not even going to lie. This is a difficult shot. It's a step back 3. It ends up being contested. He makes it. If you're Charlotte and he starts making those, you're like, oh, this is going to be a long night. And spoiler alert, that's the kind of night it is. Yeah. This is his 3rd 3 now. This is a heat check. And he makes it. So when you have this happen several times, if you've made a couple of 3s, shooting a shot like this, not that bad, right? Because if you're feeling a rhythm, look, hand down, man down, right? LeBron just pulls into that 3. It's in rhythm. It is not a bad shot, considering he's made the last several and that he's on a bit of a roll now. LeBron's got a good one right here. So he pulls back, recognizes I only have one defender on me. He hits him with a hesitation, a little negative step right there. Swipes the hand back, but he doesn't actually make any contact there. That's just instinct at that point, so we'll go backwards a little bit, right? Hesitates. Boom, gets by his guy, is able to get chest to chest, body to body. Hangs in the air, gets a layup, but stays with it and gets that rebound. So even though he misses it, right, sometimes when you miss a layup like that, if you can just keep yourself on balance enough that you can rebound and get to it again, you might get a me-bound. Who knows? This is another example of his patience. We're here, right? LeBron is waiting. He's waiting for this back screen action with Chalmers and Bosch to end. He's waiting for these two guys to clear out this way. Waits. Now he can face up. He can look at the floor. He's got the whole side of the floor to himself. He can drive left if he wants to. You can hit him with the step back, right? He's able to get that step back in rhythm. He's talked about this before when he does that step back. The step back left is easier for him because he's right-handed. It's easier to get that elbow in line with the rim, so it's a really comfortable shot for him, and he makes it in rhythm. So you'll notice, LeBron, especially earlier in his career, when he wasn't known to be a better three-point shooter, nowadays LeBron shoots the three ball pretty well, and he can have stretches where he shoots it really, really well. In this point in his career, he can shoot the three, but he needs rhythm. And so when he catches this ball out here, pass again, he doesn't feel like he has rhythm, so he doesn't rush. But he develops his own rhythm by shooting it off the dribble. Sometimes shooting off the dribble is easier than shooting off the catch because there's less variables. You know exactly where the ball's going to be because you're the one who's delivering it to yourself. When he does this little like kind of inside out, and then he's able to get his footwork in, that 1-2 into the shot, that's a nice, clean, like, rhythm reset that can work, especially if the hands are going to be down on the defender. Then you can get that rhythm reset if you're not comfortable shooting it off the catch or you don't get a clean catch. There's nothing wrong with having a rhythm reset like he does right here. This is going to be a lesson of hand down, man down, pretty much the entire game. The Charlotte Hornets don't respect LeBron's ability to shoot, and LeBron's having a hot game. So what do you do? Well, here he is right there. Hand down, man down, he's shooting that 3. At this point in the game, he has 30 points. So if you're Charlotte, you're recognizing, okay, he's pretty hot right now. We're barely into the third. He's making a lot of shots. And again, he's patient with it. He's not rushing this 3 as fast as he can. He's shooting it at his timing. And if he doesn't have a shot, he doesn't take it. Oof. This is a tough shot. But on top of that, the Miami Heat are running that ISO once again. Basically, the Charlotte Hornets are just letting LeBron have the entire half the floor. All of this is LeBron. He can do whatever he wants with that, right? I'm just having fun with my pen now at that point. What he's doing is he's like, okay, if you're going to let me ISO, even though I have 30 points, I'm going to drive, right? He notices that that second player is coming over for the help side right here, right? And so he's like, okay, I could try and power up into this layup, or I could hit a step back and then hit that shot right there. That's what he ends up doing. It's a tough shot, but it's one that he's practiced. And once again, it's on the left side, so he's able to get his elbow in line with the rim, which makes it an easier shot for a right-handed player than it would be if he did the same thing on the other side of the floor. Yep. Some severe drop coverage. They still don't respect his 3-ball, even though he's made like 4 threes. So here we go again. I think it's 5 threes at this point. He's made a lot of threes. So LeBron gets this pick. You're going to notice when I talk about drop coverage is the defender who is the defender of the screener. So Chris Bosh's player is Al Jefferson. Al Jefferson's right over here, right? LeBron's going to come off right here. Al Jefferson is going to sit kind of roughly in the paint area instead of coming up and contesting that shot right there. So when I talk about drop, it means it's the help defender or the switch. That's the person that we're looking at. In this day and age, if you're dealing with the three-point shooter and you have drop coverage that's like 5, 6, 7 feet back from the screen, that's just asking for somebody to shoot the 3, and that's exactly what LeBron does. So LeBron recognizes the drop coverage. Kemba Walker tries to get back around, but it's too late. There's nobody anywhere near him, and he has this step-in rhythm 3, or excuse me, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is unable to get around him. Boom. That's an easy in-rhythm shot right there. That is the right read of the play. If the defender gets trapped in the screen, and the screen defender is just chilling, you have an open shot, you're in rhythm, take it. The screen from Chris Anderson, or Birdman, for those of you who remember the deep lore, he doesn't have to take this screen. If he thinks he has an angle, he can take it. And frankly, his angle to the basket this way is a lot cleaner than that. It's gonna take him less time, so he recognizes, okay, all I need to do is hit him with some sort of move, and then I can beat my man to the spot. And that's what he does. So he comes in, and he hits him with that hesitation. LeBron loves the hesitation. It's such a simple move. Anybody can use it, especially when you have the foot speed of somebody like LeBron. You can get by most people with that little hezi and your own speed. That's all he needs. He doesn't need to complicate it. He gets by his guy, he gets by Jefferson, who fouls him on the way, and he hits that bucket. You don't have to take the screen. Sometimes a little hezi is all you need. Nice. LeBron is so patient. He's so patient. Look at him right here. He drives. Okay, he stumbles a little bit. He recognizes I can't get the ball pick up clean. So I have to pull back a little bit, right? I'm going to save the possession. There's not a pass on the baseline. Okay, no worries. I picked up my dribble thinking I was going to get a pass, but no worries. I can reset, get the ball back. Now I'm going to wait, okay? Let's actually set up the play. We got 16 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time to actually get a good shot off. A lot of point guards will rush, especially if they're going to a fast break. They're like, I have to find an angle. I have to do something. LeBron's like, okay, it wasn't there. No worries. We can still score. It's not over for us, right? Waits for the screen. He doesn't like the angle of the screen. He still waits. Gets another screen. Finally rubs shoulder to hip right off. His shoulder on Birdman's hip. Boom. Rubs Kid Gilchrist right off the screen. Great stuff. Now we're dealing with, once again, say it with me, drop coverage. Let's go. And so he decides, I'm going to drive on Al Jefferson. I've been faster than this guy all night. That ain't gonna change after this play, right? Drives right at him. Jefferson gets handsy, and he makes the shot. Especially when he's got a full head of steam right here. Jefferson's on the back foot. And LeBron's LeBron, right? He recognizes he has an advantage, drives right in. But that shot never would have happened if he wasn't patient. Waits for the screen. Really good. Drop coverage. Again. Another one, right? This time, Kid Gilchrist gets completely caught in the screen. Jefferson's in the paint. Who is he guarding? No one. Three-pointer in your eye. Yeah. So he's 8 for 8 from 3, if you've heard the announcers there. It's the same exact play, right? But they are trying to run a double team now because they recognize LeBron is scoring a lot of shots. So Zeller comes in with this weak sauce double team, right? You can see he's coming in right here. Boom. That's him. He's coming in for the double right there, leaving Beasley all by himself. Al Jefferson's in no man's land once again, but, I mean, that's not a surprise. Birdman is coming up for this pick right here. Kid Gilchrist is about to get stuck, right? So, the problem is that the double is coming from this direction, slowly. LeBron's getting a screen and incentive to go this way because Jefferson's not respecting his three-point shooting ability. For some reason, he needs to step up. Even if he thinks he's going to get blown by, he has to step up because LeBron's scoring threes. And this happens. He shoots the three. Zeller's in no man's land. Kid Gilchrist is in no man's land. Jefferson's in no man's land. And he hits a heat check 3 to make him 8 for 8. Not a great defensive rotation, and LeBron is also on fire right now. So they're finally doubling in the half court. And yeah, that's when you know it's over for them. If Birdman's making threes, you're done. You might as well just give up, forfeit. I'm kind of being a little facetious, but you know what I mean. Okay, so Zeller finally comes over early for that double, meeting him before he even crosses half court. LeBron, in this case, should have probably passed the ball over to Birdman right here and now, just because Zeller's already coming. He doesn't, and it nearly ends up in a turnover because he hasn't been doubled all night. He tries to drive at Zeller. He's able to get over half court, make the pass to Beasley. And at that point, I mean, Al Jefferson's doing nothing again, sitting in the paint. But again, are you really supposed to come out and contest a 3 from Chris Andersen? It's just like one of those where you're like, you can't win. You can't win. Oh, okay. That's LeBron also just being crazy athletic. But there's a good move at the top of this play. He gets a sloppy pass and has to recover. There are 4 seconds left. LeBron realizes I don't have a lot of time to, like, take my time and cook and make a move. So he does his counter to his hezzy. He does the hezzy and a cross because there's a reach in. And that hezzy cross is all he needs. He gets by his guy, gets into his body, boom, and then dives in for this, like, beautiful play that's very LeBron-esque in the sense that he just glides. But he does some very specific things where he hits him with that quick move. Quick move is great. Keep it simple. Goes back into the body of the defender to get him out of the play, and then makes the layup from there. In today's NBA, that's a bad shot because you're going from a 3-pointer to a 2-pointer. But LeBron does have 51 points, so he kind of has the green light to do whatever he wants. Why does this move work? Well, this move, look at him right there. He looks like he's about to drive. So if I'm Tolliver, I'm thinking, oh shoot, he's about to drive. I need to backpedal and get backwards and get back so he doesn't drive on me and score a layup. Because that's the default. LeBron is a slasher, and he is at his most dangerous at the rim, regardless of how well he's shooting, and that's in everybody's heads. So this move right here, it looks like he's driving, but really, it's a hesitation into a pull-up. That's the counter to the drive, is the pull-up right there. And it gets Tolliver to move back just far enough that he jumps on it, and he gets an open shot. Yeah, the main reason why he misses this is because he rushes it. He knows that he has a defender coming in fast who's actually going to close out on him this time around. He gets the screen from Haslam. He catches this, and he shoots it a little faster than he's used to. Could LeBron make that shot today? Yes. Could he make it back then? Probably not consistently, or as consistently as he'd want to. And you'd notice on all of his other threes, he's able to ease into them, or he's dealing with some really lax drop coverage. With this one, it's a little bit more rushed, and because of that, I believe that's why he missed it. All right, everybody, that's all I have for you today. That is LeBron and his current career high of 61 points that he scored against the Charlotte Hornets. Yes, they were the Bobcats, actually, I lied. They're the Bobcats. They were the Bobcats back then, they're the Hornets now. So it's a little different. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown and the analysis on how he got these points off. If you want me to cover any other games, you let me know, and I can put that on my list. I'm excited to see more of LeBron as he enters this year of the NBA with the Lakers and finally comes back from that injury. Again, he's one of my favorite players of all time, and he's frankly the reason why I got into basketball and why I fell in love with the sport. So I'm pretty grateful for that, and ultimately, he's super fun to watch. So, for those of you who made it this far, like, subscribe. You guys, you're already here. It's one click away, a couple clicks away if you want to do both. And regardless, thank you so much for getting this far. I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you in the next one.